So in our last session we discussed about the post fertilization event, which included the development of endosperm, and the most common type of endosperm development is free nuclear development, and besides that we also discussed the development of embryo. Now, what are the final products of the sexual reproduction? The final product of sexual reproduction are the seed. So the final product of sexual reproduction is a seed. Okay, and this seed can also be known as fertilized ovule. And where are these seeds present? Present inside the fruit. Okay, so a seed has a, let us take a seed. Generally a typical seed has seed coats, okay, then cotyledons. If it is monocotyledon, then one cotyledon is present, and if dicotyledon, then two cotyledons are present. Then embryonal axis. Okay, so all these are, this cotyledon and embryonal axis are the part of the embryo. Okay, and this cotyledon, seed coat, it is the outermost covering which develops from the integument. Okay, now this cotyledon are thick and swollen due to storage of food reserve. Okay, so cotyledon are thick and swollen due to storage of food reserve. Okay, so this food reserve is for the germination of the seed. Okay, so this food reserve is consumed by the plantlet till the development of leaf, and the leaf becomes photosynthetic. That means ये जो आपका कॉटिलीडन है, कॉटिलीडन is a fleshy structure which stores the food. It is the source of reserve food for what? For the germination of seed. During the germination of seed, these cotyledons are used up and it forms the plantlet, and it provides the nutrient to the plantlets or the sprouted out seeds till the development of the leaves. And once the leaves are developed and they become the they are photosynthetic, the cotyledons are totally consumed. Okay, now one term here we will discuss, that is dormancy. Okay, very important. So as the seed matures, the water content is reduced and the seed becomes dry. But as the seed becomes dry, the metabolic activity of the embryo slows down. Okay, so as the seed matures, the water content in the seed is reduced because of which the metabolic activity of the embryo slows down. Okay, and the embryo enters into a state of inactivity called dormancy. Okay, so you know that once the seed attains maturity, this can be stored for a longer period, and it is possible due to this feature of the seed, that is seed dormancy. So when the seed matures, the water content in it starts reducing and the seed becomes dry, and as the seed becomes dry, the embryo becomes metabolically less active, and it gradually enters into a stage of inactivity that is called dormancy. So in this stage it remains till it gets the favorable conditions. Okay, so the favorable conditions for seed germination. So what are the favorable conditions? They are adequate moisture, oxygen, and suitable temperature. Okay, so when they get this condition, the suitable condition, they start germinating. And now what happens? The ovule develops into seed, and ovary develops into fruit. Okay, now this once the fruit is formed, the fruit has the fruit wall. The fruit wall is called pericarp. Okay, so I am underlining the main points. Now once the seed is formed, as I have said you that the nucellus is consumed for the formation of endosperm, then endosperm is consumed for the development of the embryo. But there are certain seeds in which the remnants of or the residual nucellus is present. So this is very important. The residual nucellus present in mature seed. एक्चुअली आपका मैच्योर सीड में nucellus नहीं होना चाहिए, but there are certain seeds which contains the nucellus, some amount of nucellus in mature seed is called perisperm. Very very important, perisperm. And this is seen in case of black pepper, example, and beet. So you have to remember the example also. Okay, now let us see, as I have said you that the seed consists of cotyledon, embryonal axis. So let us see here some of the diagrams showing some seeds. So you can see this is one seed. Okay, here these two are the cotyledons. Okay, so it's not working. Okay, so these two are the cotyledons. Okay, then here you can see that if this is the embryo, that is seed, then in this part the embryo, that is embryo sac, this part is the micropylar end which remains as a small pore in the seed. Now this is another diagram. Here you can see that is here is the cotyledon. This is cotyledon. Okay, this is cotyledon. Let me take some different color. Okay, so this is cotyledon, and this side also this is cotyledon, and cotyledon, and here you can see this is the endosperm, and this is seed coat. Okay, now here you can see that in this case your shoot apical meristem is there, then hypocotyle and root axis is there. So I have already shown you with good diagrams, so no need to draw these diagrams. Don't draw this diagram, but you remember these labelings. These labelings are important, so you remember these labelings. Now this one also I have shown you. Okay, ये भी हमने आपको दिखाया है, जैसे hypocotyle that develops to radicle, and there is a sheath which covers the root, that is root tip, and the radicle is known as coleorhiza. Similarly, the shoot apex is covered by coleoptile. Okay, so all these labelings you have to remember, children. So this is the structure of a maize seed or monocot seed. So as you know that there is only one cotyledon, that is called scutellum, and here the endosperm is there, that means it is albuminous seed. Then this is a fruit outer, that is fruit wall, that is called pericarp. Then as I have said you, the shoot tip or the plumule is covered by a sheath called coleoptile. Similarly, the radicle and the root tip are covered by coleorhiza. Now come to the next part, that is fruit. So now come to the fruit. So what is fruit? As I have said you, the fruit develops from the ovary. Okay, so as the seed and fruits are developed, the other floral parts are degenerated and they fall off. Okay, but there are certain cases where the thalamus remains. Okay, so the fruits are classified into true fruit and false fruit. So what are true fruits? The fruits developed from the ovary is called true fruit. Then what is false fruit? The fruit developed from the thalamus along with ओवरी. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि ओवरी कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं करता फ्रूट डेवलपमेंट के लिए. ओवरी इज कंट्रीब्यूटिंग ए स्मॉल पोर्शन बट most of the portion is contributed by the thalamus. Okay, so let me show you the diagram. Yes, here this is a false fruit. You can see this false fruit of apple and strawberry. Here you can see that only the central portion, the small portion is contributed by the ovary, and the rest of the portion, this portion is thalamus. And here you can see inside the ovary the ovules are present. Okay, so since the major portion of the fruit is constituted by the thalamus, so it is known as false fruit. Similarly in strawberry also, here you can see the major portion, the edible portion, rather you can say the edible part of the fruit is the thalamus. Okay, so that's why the thalamus and strawberry and apple are known as false fruit. Now come to another type of fruit is there, which is called parthenocarpic fruit. So the parthenocarpic fruit are the fruits developed without fertilization. Okay, and they are generally seedless. Okay, so for example, banana is an example, and as you know, these fruits, even if you can say that the banana is having the seed, but these seeds are very small in size and they are not viable seeds. They cannot grow into a plant. So that's why such type of plants can reproduce only by vegetative propagation. Now come to the advantages of seed. Advantages of seed for angiosperm. What are the advantages? The first one is the seeds have better adaptive capacity for dispersal to new habitat. So देखो, अगर सीड जहाँ से मान लो एक प्लांट में बहुत सारे फ्रूट है एंड बहुत सारे सीड रिलीज होते हैं एंड दिस ऑल दिस सीड फॉल नियर द ट्री, then there will be definitely competition for the water, sunlight, everything for the germination of seed in that place. But the seeds have one advantage, that they have better adaptive capacity for dispersion. So the seeds can be dispersed to other part or some other places, and they can develop or they can germinate in that area where the suitable condition is there. ओके, तो ये सीड का एक बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज है जो कि डिस्पर्स होकर अडेप्ट कर लेता है न्यू एनवायरनमेंट में. अगर उसको सुइटेबल कंडीशन मिला तो वो वहाँ पर जर्मिनेट करना शुरू कर देता है. ओके, हैबिट डिस्पर्सल टू न्यू हैबिटेट एंड colonize in other areas. Now number 2, they have sufficient food reserve for the seedling. Seedling means the germination, after germination the plantlet that is formed is called seedlings. So they have sufficient food reserve. In what form they are having sufficient food reserve? Either they are in the form of endosperm or in the form of cotyledon. If the endosperm is completely consumed, then they are present in the form of cotyledon, and if cotyledon is not formed, then in the form of endosperm they remain inside the seed. Okay, then next number 3, the hard seed coat provides protection to the embryo. Okay, the fourth one is because the seed is the product of sexual reproduction, being the product of sexual reproduction, it generates recombinations which leads to variation. Okay, that means because it is the product of sexual reproduction, means fusion of the male gamete and female gamete takes place, and the a daughter is formed, daughter plant is formed. So when these male gamete and female gametes are of the two different plants, then there is a new combination of characters are seen in the daughter plant, and that is called variation. And this variation is very helpful in evolution. Evolution means the formation of a new species. Okay, so these are the some of the advantages of seed for the angiosperms. Okay, now there is a question, how long do these seeds remain alive after they are dispersed? So like the pollen grain, they have also a lifespan. Okay, so generally most of the seeds are having a very long lifespans, and you have to remember the examples that is given in your textbook. The oldest seed is the seed of lupine. ओके, सो ये कहाँ से मिला था आपका? द साइंटिफिक नेम इज लुपिनस आर्कटिकस. Okay, and it was found in Arctic tundra. It was when the sediment was dug, it was excavated from the Arctic tundra. Okay, and its lifespan was and the seed germinated and flowered after 10,000 years. The seed germinated after 10,000 years. So till 10,000 years it was in the sediment, and once it was excavated and when it got the suitable condition, favorable condition, it starts germinating. Okay, similarly there is another case, the seed of date palm. You all have seen date palm. Okay, and that is, the scientific name is Phoenix dactylifera. Okay, so this species, this plant has the seed which germinates, which can germinate after 2,000 years. Okay, so these are the two examples that is given in your textbook. Now come to some other terms, some other phenomena, that is apomixis. Very important, children. So generally the seed, what we have studied, the end product of sexual reproduction is seed. That means seed is produced by fertilization only. Okay, but there are some plants or some species of Asteraceae and grasses. The seed is developed without fertilization. It is called Apomixis. This is called Apomixis. So this Apomixis, if you see that there is no fusion of gamete, okay, so it is a form of asexual reproduction that mimics the sexual reproduction. Okay, that means, what does it mean? See, the gamete is formed, that means the egg is formed. Okay, but that egg is not fertilized. So directly that egg develops into the embryo, and ultimately what is formed? Seed is formed, and seed is the result of sexual reproduction. So that's why it is said that it is a form of asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction because there is no fusion of gamete. But what is the ultimate product? The ultimate product is seed. So it mimics the sexual reproduction, and the seed produced by this is called apomictic seed. The seed produced is called apomictic seed. Okay, so now how this apomictic seed, how it is possible? Okay, so there can be two ways, very very important, children. Causes of production of apomictic seed. So what are the causes? One, the first reason is that the egg formed is diploid. egg हमेशा क्या होता है? हाप्लोइड होता है, बट कुछ कुछ केस में क्या होता है? डिप्लॉइड हो जाता है. एंड व्हाई इट बिकम्स डिप्लॉइड? डिप्लॉइड यानी 2n ड्यू टू फेलियर ऑफ रिडक्शन डिवीजन, और the egg formed is diploid due to lack of reduction division. मीन्स मियोसिस. मियोसिस में क्या होता है? क्रोमोसोम नंबर पेरेंट सेल में अगर 2n है तो वो हाफ हो जाता है, n हो जाता है, एंड दैट्स वाई द मेल एंड फीमेल गैमेट्स आर n. बट कुछ केसेस में, जैसे मैंने बोला कि एस्ट्रेसिया एंड ग्रासेस में आपका क्या होता है? द एग जब फॉर्मेशन होता है, एग कहाँ से बनता है आपका? मेगास्पोर मदर सेल. So megaspore mother cell fails to undergo meiotic division, and the megaspore mother cell directly develops into the egg cell. And when such egg develops into embryo, then the egg itself acts as zygote, and that develops into embryo. And when the seed matures, the seed is called apomictic seed. Okay. Now what is the next condition? The protuberance of new cellular cell. न्यू सेलर सेल क्या है? 2n. The protuberance of new cellular cell into the embryo sac and their development into embryo. तो कभी कभी क्या होता है? न्यू सेलर सेल डिप्लॉइड होता है, वो एंटर कर जाता है एम्ब्रियो सेक में, एंड ईच ऑफ देम डेवलप्स इनटू द एम्ब्रियो. सो नाउ द सीड इज फॉर्म्ड विदाउट फर्टिलाइजेशन. So these are the two ways, or these are the two causes by which the apomictic seeds are produced. Now there is another term you will come across, that is polyembryony. So what is polyembryony? See, as I have said you that in case of new cellular development, when the new cells surrounding when the new cellular cells surrounding the embryo sac enters into the embryo sac and each of them develops into an embryo the condition is called condition of seed is called polyembryony. Okay, so that means suppose this is the embryo sac and here are the new cellular cells. Now this new cellular cell, when they divide, some of the new cellular cell enters into it, so all of them are diploid, and if each of them develop into embryo, then what will happen? In a single embryo sac many embryo are there, and this condition is called polyembryony, and this is basically seen in case of citrus fruit. Citrus fruit. Okay, now let us see how the the apomictic seeds are advantageous for crop breeding program. Okay, now listen me carefully. Advantage of apomictic seed in hybrid प्लांट प्रोडक्शन. यह थोड़ा ध्यान से सुनो बच्चों. देखो, हम जब आर्टिफिशियल हाइब्रिडाइजेशन करते हैं तो हमने क्या किया, प्लांट ए एंड प्लांट बी, ये दोनों को आर्टिफिशियली हमने क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन करवाया. अभी करने के बाद इसमें से जो प्लांट आया, इट कंटेन्स द कैरेक्टर्स ऑफ बोथ ए एंड बी. ओके, नाउ व्हेन दिस प्लांट इज ग्रोन, जब ये प्लांट हुआ तो अगर हम इसको ऐसे छोड़ देंगे तो क्या होगा, इट मे गेट पोलन ग्रेन फ्रॉम सम अदर प्लांट सी. देन व्हाट विल हैपन, द डिज़ायरेबल कैरेक्टर, हम जिस डिज़ायरेबल कैरेक्टर के लिए ये प्लांट को ग्रो किए थे, तो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन में हमको हो सकता है ABC मिल जाए, या तो फिर हमको AC मिल जाए, या तो फिर BC मिल जाए, कुछ भी मिल सकता है कैरेक्टर. तो हमको जो डिज़ायरेबल कैरेक्टर चाहिए था वो अभी जनरेशन आफ्टर जनरेशन नहीं रहा. ओके, सो दे segregated, the characters are segregated in the progeny. Okay, so how to write this one? Let us first see the hybrid plant. The problem is that growing the plant every year is costly. So how it is costly? I have explained you already. So this how it becomes costly, let us explain it. The desirable characters of hybrid plant segregate in the progeny. So this is a big problem. तो आपको फिर से हाइब्रिड प्लांट करना पड़ेगा, विच इज अ कम्बरसम मेथड. सो बट इफ So how it is, what is the solution? The solution is by introducing apomictic seed in the hybrid plant production, the cost of growing hybrid plant is reduced. So how it is reduced? Suppose say this hybrid plant, this is a hybrid plant having the character of AB and this is desirable character. हमको जो चाहिए वो character इसमें है. अगर इसका seed, the seed, if the seed is apomictic, means किसी प्लांट के द्वारा वो फर्टिलाइजेशन नहीं हुआ, that means इसका genetic constituent remains same. So genetic constituent is similar to the parent plant. So no segregation of character. So generation after generation, hence the desirable character of the hybrid plant can be maintained generation after generation. So with this, your first chapter of biology class 12th is over. I hope each and every concepts are clear to you. So next class we'll discuss the previous year's question of this chapter. Okay, so before that, please go through the chapters thoroughly and be ready to answer the questions. Thank you. Thank you.